Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their ascension process. And today I wanted to finally do a video after all the questions I get, which I brought upon myself because I put 1111 right in the beginning and at the end of every single video. So as you might suspect, a lot of people say, what's with the 1111, buddy? What does it mean? I'm seeing it all the time. People say, what is that? So I'm going to do a video finally about what it means when you start to see 1111 or really any other frequent numeric pattern on the clock all the time, often enough to where you say like, wow, like this is awfully incredibly coincidental. I see 1111 like every single day, and maybe I glance at the clock like 4 or 5 times a day, and I just happen to always see 1111. I'll listen to a song on the radio and I'll look over or on my iPod and it's 11 minutes, 11 seconds. The second I look. I just watched a video on YouTube yesterday and guess how long it was? 11:11. What the hell is happening? What does it mean? Well, that's what this video is all about. I'm going to tell you what, in my opinion, it means. Essentially, 1111 are numbers that represent enlightenment and awakening. And if you just start to see them, that means you've begun an authentic spiritual awakening process. It's sort of trying to get your attention, to let you know that something is going on with you. You're going through some sort of metamorphosis. And usually, as you start to begin to see these numbers, you will find a correlation with events happening in your life, dreams, experiences in your body, thoughts, random events going down. There's already perhaps things going on that are a little bit out of the ordinary, a bit unusual, and then in conjunction with this 1111, 1111, 1111, it's like, whoa, what's, and that's the reaction you're supposed to have, because again, it's trying to get your attention, because if you can be conscious and aware of your awakening process, you can work with it far more smoothly. Number 2, it implies you are there's a lot of names for them. A wanderer, a way shower, a star seed, a light worker, indigo child. You are one of those people, those types of souls that essentially decided to come and incarnate here at this time in history for a particular purpose. A purpose that oftentimes is not revealed initially, but this purpose will be unraveled and become clear to you, and you will understand why you're awakening at this time, what it means for you and for the rest of the world, and what you are to do when it's time to do it. But yeah, you're one of those people. Just like you look throughout history, there was always wanderer type souls scattered, far more sporadic and less than there are now. Now there are millions of people like you and me here on this planet, because it's a special time, you know. And without boasting ourselves up too much, it's some of the names that come to mind are like John Lennon, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, people big, you know, Albert Einstein, people who have catalyzed great strides forward and progress and change and positivity in the world, rather than having, you know, I don't know how many, but maybe a few hundred on the whole planet. Now there are millions on the planet, and you're one of them if you're seeing this 1111 all the time. And deep down, you know that, because what I'm saying, if you're going through this, if you see 1111 a lot, what I'm saying will resonate with you. And thirdly, again, more specifically, not only are you one of those wandering souls, I hinted at it in part 2, but you didn't come here for the food. You came here for a particular purpose. There's something you're going to do, a role you're going to play, a force of change you're going to influence out there into the world in whatever way that is perfect for you. There's no one way, there's no handful of ways this should be done. It's going to be completely intertwined with your own uniqueness and expressed in a way that is the most exciting possible outlet you could ever imagine. That's what you'll do. So it's not like you came here for this like drudgerous type of like, I'm here to help and I don't like it and I guess I'll do this, open up a gas station and be real kind to everyone that comes in, and that sounds like a sucky idea, but I'll do it anyway. It's not like that. It's when this idea comes, this purpose emerges, it'll be so life-changing and life-altering, and you will wake up every single day ecstatic about the idea of continuing to carry out this purpose. Number 4, it's an introduction to seeing 1111 is sort of an intro to you living life with a benefit of experiencing something called synchronicity. Synchronicity are just physical representations of energetic states within your consciousness that help provide you clues to what's going on. If that sounds kind of weird, it's just sort of like what goes on in your mind and in your body with your emotions and your energy and your feelings. You'll start to see examples of it out there in the world. It could be something as simple as you're thinking of something. Maybe it's a fairly like obscure, like a totally random concept in your mind or a memory, and then all of a sudden a song comes on the radio and literally is just talking about that little particular specific thing out of all songs, and it's just like, holy shit, that's exactly what I was just thinking about, and here it is being played out to me in perfect sync with what was already going on. Pretty cool. And what you'll find is you'll get this synchronicity, these coincidences, more and more and more and more and more frequently, and they oftentimes start with seeing 11:11 on the clock. It can mean you're on the right track, at least for quite a while. It can be there to show you that you're going in the correct direction. Maybe you've been seeing 11:11 a lot, and at that time, for the past few weeks, you've been thinking about quitting your job with no real special reason other than you just feel it in your gut that it's time to move on, and you might not even have any idea of what you're going to do next, but these thoughts and this feeling you have is starting to grow into a very strong, powerful gut feeling, and every time you feel it and think it, you see 11:11, 11:11, 11:11. And then you finally get the courage to quit your job. You quit it. You go home and you realize you're jobless and nothing has come yet, and you start to doubt yourself, and oh my goodness, you're like 11:11 and there's no job. What the hell's going on? And then you'll start seeing 11:11, 11:11 to say, no, you're good, trust, have faith, keep going forward. It'll be revealed in time. And then it's like, okay. Whew. It's getting nutty, but I keep seeing these 11:11s. So it's good. It's got to be good. It is. It's saying you're on the right track, dude. They also will sometimes come in a time of great change in your life, transition, sometimes upheaval. Sometimes, a lot of times, positive change starts out in the beginning as something that seems incredibly negative and tragic and random. Like you were fired from it. Maybe you ignored 11:11 and your boss said we're doing some downsizing, and guess what? You're out. You're done. As of today, now, pack up your shit and get out of here. You're done. Wow. That's seeing that in a certain context, a normal, ordinary context, you'd say, wow, that sucks. That's unfortunate. I just got fired. I don't have any income, and yet I have a lot of bills. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm terrified. I can't sustain myself for very long at all without any money. Wow, this is awful. 11:11, 11:11, 11:11. Okay, I guess I'll trust. I guess there's something to this, it tends to offer comfort. At least for me, I would get that a lot when I go through these types of changes. That again, in the beginning, they're not perceived as a good thing. You lose your job. Well, guess what? 11:11 comforts you, and then 3 months later, you get a job that's a million times better, pays better, shorter hours. You're happy. You're more free, and you're like, wow, thank God. And that sort of, start going through these changes that again, oftentimes begin with situations that let you know it's time to change, time to move on, and now you have to. And you'll get the comfort, the synchronicity of 1111 to remind you it's okay. You're going to be fine. You're on the right track. Even though it seems dark, you're going to be just fine. And lastly, if that didn't sound wild and crazy enough, this is the last one, and perhaps the most mind-blowing connotation with you starting to see 1111, or again, any other pattern, numeric pattern. It doesn't have to be 1111. You might see 1, 2, 3, 4 like 10 times a day. Same thing. And this information, and maybe it's going to come to you now because you're watching this video, but this information will come to you in a million different ways. It can come to you in a lot of different ways from a lot of different sources, but essentially what you're going to become aware of is the fact that the planet, the whole universe essentially, is upgrading its core vibrational frequency, which is something we don't really see, can't touch. I don't believe most people can measure. I'm sure there's tools out there, but it's the underlying like physics and energetics that underlie all matter, all physical matter. That's changing. That core foundation is becoming more refined, a higher, faster frequency. And essentially there's going to come a point where we all, or not we all, but other people who are going through this sort of awakening are going to just naturally align themselves with these new frequencies and shift to another dimension, shift to the next upgraded dimension in another plane of existence, in a parallel reality. That's it. How do you close after such a wild thing? Now listen, it's not important if you believe what I'm saying. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. This is for your own discernment, and it's okay if you think I'm full of shit. I don't blame you. I really don't. If I would have come across this a while ago, I would have thought the same thing. But I would suspect, little prediction, if you're one of those people, this is just sort of a precursor warming you up. And you'll hear this same type of message again or a few more times to sort of help build that trust and that truth. But eventually it becomes so obnoxious, and this process will sort of prove itself to you, and you just get so many reflections and examples that you'll see that's kind of the idea, and that's why you came. That's why you're a wanderer here at this time, to help other people. It's not just about the wanderers ascending. We want to help other people make this ascension, this fourth density shift as well. And that's why you're waking up, you're hearing the call. It's time to wake up, it's time to get going, it's time to get on with your mission so you can help other people come along with us, because the people who don't match the frequencies that are now coming in the planet are going to have a rough time. And we don't want that. That's why we're nice. We came here to help people, to help them break out of their chains that they have allowed to be imposed and constructed around them. When there's millions of people living these wild lightworker type lives, people are going to notice, and some will be attracted to it, and it will help raise the frequency of the planet, help the whole planet make the shift, help bring as many people as possible with it. And you'll enjoy every minute of it. Not every minute of the awakening, that can be a challenge in and of itself, but you will be happy you came to help. It's not that you came to help and this is going to suck and you're just a nice person. No. This is going to feel good. This benefits you as well. So that's it, guys. I get asked this question all the time, and I only felt like maybe it's right, since you do put it in the beginning and end of every single video, that you explain to them why you do it. This is my way of calling out to people. I have no interest in trying to convince other people of any of this stuff. I like to deal with the people who resonate with the information and content that streams out of my videos. So that's why I kind of put it boldly, to weed out the people who maybe aren't ready to hear that, or it doesn't pertain to them. That's fine. I want to talk to you guys. So thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate all of your love and support, your likes, your comments, and all the good generosity you show me. So have a great day. Peace.